Now if we jump together, at least we just move on away from the wreck we made. Then only for a minute I want to change my mind, 'cause this just don't feel right to me. I want to raise your spirits, I want to see you smile. No, that means I'll have to leave. No, that means I'll have to leave. Lately, I've been. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Nuria's morning show, my very first one ever. And I hope that you're having a wonderful morning already. I am excited to do this. I wanted to bring some positivity to your day, and I thought this would be a great idea, a great way to do it. So I'm definitely not used to being a morning host, and I don't really know what morning shows do, but it seems that there's a lot of like women around a circle and they're like all sipping their tea and like, and so I might do that here and there, you know, because I want to like fit in. So if you hear me doing that, just know that it's a thing. Good morning. Anyway, I hope it's a wonderful day for you. And today, I want to start with just talking about our morning routines, because it's so important that even when we're working from home, we continue to do our daily routines. Just because there are things that are happening out of our control right now does not mean that we don't get to actually choose how we live our lives, and we have to continue living our lives. And so morning routines are super important. Also, just daily routines are super important. So I want to talk about morning routines, and I would love to ask you guys, you know, what are some of your morning routines? So if you want to start commenting, I would love to know what you guys do on a daily basis. But some things that I do love to journal. I love to do my gratitude for the day. I meditate, and sometimes at night I'll also fall asleep to my awesome Calm app, which is wonderful, by the way. If you guys don't have it, I highly recommend it. I know that there are a few, but Calm works for me, which is great. And then I'll also get on social media. Not that that's probably the best morning routine, but we're just being totally transparent and honest. And I also get on my email, and then my mind starts getting ready, and so on. I do love working out in the mornings, but a lot of times I don't do it until later at night, unless it's the weekend. That I will wake up early and go for my run or do my yoga. And you guys can still do that, by the way. There are so many studios and instructors and other people who are still teaching online, which is so wonderful and amazing. But with that said, you know, what is your morning routine? Like, I really would love to know what your morning rituals are, and maybe they're a little bit different than mine. But I do want to take a moment to have our gratitude for the day. And, you know, I speak of this often, and gratitude usually, it's such a beautiful and one of the most amazing feelings in this life, because gratitude makes you feel bliss. And when you're feeling bliss, fear cannot coexist with that bliss. And so for a lot of people who are currently going through feeling all the fear, for people who are feeling that anxiety, and we'll talk about the emotions that we've been feeling throughout all of this, of course, but gratitude, just know that will always destroy that other emotion, because it can't coexist. It's like magic. It's like magic. So before we take our gratitude moment, I just need to Okay, so let's talk about what we're grateful for today. And if you guys do have journals, like I have a few, and I recommend that you get one if you don't have one, or if you're on your phone and you want to take notes on your phone. But it is a daily routine that is so important, especially during this time, you guys. I cannot share with you enough of how important this is. So if you do have your journal or somewhere to write things down with, I definitely encourage you to start writing things down, and let me know if you want to, what things you're grateful for today. You can comment, you can, talk about it, or you can keep it private too. There's no right or wrong to it. So let's go ahead and talk about this. And while you write yours down, I'll just start sharing some of mine. And so IG, I can see all your comments. For some reason, Facebook, through this system that I have, I'm not seeing comments yet, or maybe there aren't any yet, but just so you guys know where I'm at. But hello to both worlds. I can see all the IG comments. Hi, you guys. Good morning. But while you do your gratitude moment, I'll share some of mine. So today I'm grateful that we have such beautiful mountains here in Utah. I have been to so many different places, and we definitely have some of the best mountains in the world. I am grateful for the sun. I'm grateful for nature. I am grateful for my family. I'm grateful for being healthy and feeling well. I'm grateful that I have food in my house. I'm grateful that I have a house. I'm grateful that I can still get creative and exercise, and nothing needs to stop that. You can do it at home. We all can. I'm grateful for my mom. I'm grateful for my dad and my siblings, because especially during these hard times, family is everything, right? Like, you realize how important your family is. So as you go through your gratitude exercise, I also want to add some breathing techniques that I'm going to teach you guys. And I've done this with some of you before. And so whenever you are feeling that fear, that fear comes up for you, or that anxiety, or those high emotions, just remember that breathing can really help calm you down. And that's where meditation really kicks in. And meditation is so important, like I said earlier, for you to actually get centered and get in that space and that feeling, so that you're not allowing that fear or that anxiety to take over you. So breathing is the very first step to meditation. And so some breathing techniques that really help me, and before I start people, when I guide them through meditation, are these. So whoever wants to join me in doing these, that's amazing. And you can use this at any time that you're feeling the way you feel. So you just take a deep breath in, and you feel it all the way through your chest. So make sure you're opening up your chest. And if you guys notice, actually, this is something really interesting about physiology. When you hunch down like this, I want you guys to all do this with me. So hunch down a little bit, and then try breathing. And then now open your chest. It's that simple. Open your chest and try it again. And it feels a lot different, right? So when you breathe in, opening up your chest, and then allow the breath go all the way through your belly. So expand your belly, and then exhale slowly. Now do it again. You should be able to hear your breath through the back of your throat. So once again, and this time hold it at the top. And release. So one more time, breathe in. Hold. release. So as you can tell, you start feeling calmer and calmer. And so please use that tool. It's so awesome. And I mean, we could go deeper and deeper, and I could get into a meditation, but that will be for another day. So utilize that tool of that breathing work and that breath work to help calm you guys down when you're in need of those moments, okay? So gratitude and breathing should help you get your day started in a very high note. So today, hold on. So today I want to talk about emotions because we're all feeling them. And, you know, I don't know about you guys, but I have felt all the emotions. It's been like a crazy roller coaster. I felt sadness. I have felt the fear. I have felt anxious. I have felt grateful a lot. I felt happy. I felt joy. I have felt blessed. I have felt love. I have felt anger, all the emotions. And so for some reason, our society, you know, has this, and I feel like we're getting better and better and opening up more and more about emotions and that they're okay to have. And just having that vulnerability of, we are humans and we're going to have our emotions. I think that the worst thing that you can do is suppress your emotions and pretend like you're not going through them and, you know, getting down to, it's just very unhealthy. You really don't want to be suppressing your emotions. Allow them to flow through you. And, you know, Brené Brown talks about this. I'm a huge fan of hers. And then also we have, and I always talk about her, but Wonder Over Worry by Amber Ray. She wrote this amazing book that really goes deep into this. But emotions are just a part of the human experience. And for us to feel them, it's super healthy. The magic is to just not get stuck in the emotion, right? So emotions are happening, and they're happening all around us, and they're happening within us. So please feel your emotions and know that it's okay. And you feel like crying, just cry. You know, I've cried a few times the past few weeks. And that might come as a shock to people because they're like, oh, Nuria cries. Nuria's intense. Like, she cries and she, yes, this happens. So the magic again is just feeling the emotions, and your emotions really bring you a lot of messages. And so, and Amber talks about this, you know, like when you feel an emotion, it's like talk to it and face it and embrace it and say, okay, anxiety, I feel you. I see you. What is it that you're trying to tell me at this moment? And ask yourself those questions because you know the answers. You have all the answers inside of you. And it's okay to feel what you're feeling, but ask what it's telling you and then breathe through it, feel it, and then let it go. So I don't get stuck in my emotions. They actually flow through me quite quickly, which is, I'm very grateful for that because I know that some people just have a harder time with that. But it's also become a practice for me of just learning to do that and allowing them to come and go. But what I really encourage you guys not to do is to feel it, something coming up, and be like, oh, it's okay, everything's okay, I'm gonna stay positive. You can be a positive person all day long, and I feel like I'm a very positive person, but it doesn't mean that I'm a robot. Okay, so just make sure that you're allowing them to come and you're feeling them and you're facing them, and then you're asking them and you're letting it flow. So I want to share something with you guys about the latest book I'm reading on. It's Brené Brown's Rising Strong, and actually me and my team at my company are reading it. And so all of my innovation team, this will be very, you're used to this language right now. So she has a section where she talks about conspiracies and confabulations. Have you guys heard any conspiracies lately as far as everything that's been going on? Yes, you have, because I have heard of so many. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's such a good one. What other story do you have today? Oh, that's very interesting. Like, wow, that's very creative. So she says this, and I'll just read it to you guys. In the absence of data, we will always make up stories. It's how we're wired. In fact, the need to make up a story, especially when we're hurt, is a part of our most primitive survival wiring, meaning making is in our biology. And our default is often to come up with a story that makes sense or feels familiar and offers us insight into how best to self-protect. What we're trying to do in the rumble, choosing to feel uncertain and vulnerable as we rumble with the truth, is a conscious choice, a brave, conscious choice. And then 3 questions that she names here that are so important, and me and my team wrote them down, and we're going through and we're using this as we go through this process, are the following. And if you have a pen and paper, I encourage you guys to write them down. So number 1, what more do I need to learn and understand about the situation? Anytime that you guys feel like you're making up a story attached to what's happening right now, or even not with the COVID-19, with something else, ask yourself these questions, okay? So again, number 1, what more do I need to learn and understand about the situation? Number 2, what more do I need to learn and understand about the other people in the story? And number 3, what more do I need to learn and understand about myself? That's a good one, because most people avoid themselves. Most people don't want to deal with themselves. So they keep really busy. They, get addicted to something or something else. Not that the addiction's like unhealthy necessarily, but I think that we've all been there. We've either overworked or, put our attention to something else, and we get addicted to something, to not face ourselves. This is a great time for you to face yourself and learn about yourself and go deep within yourself. And I've been doing that already for 3 years. So I've already been on this journey, and obviously there's so much more for me to learn, but it's not an easy one, but it's a great one. And the more you get to know who you truly are, the more you're able to understand human behavior and other human beings. So I highly recommend it. Stop trying to avoid yourself and deal with yourself and deal with the crap that you need to deal with. Okay? Next, I drew you guys a picture. You ready? You ready? Ta-da! I did this yesterday. So the people that know me from years ago, since I was a little girl, I've always been super artistic. So anything in the arts, painting, dancing, singing, performing, photography, theater, whatever you name it, I love, okay? And I actually am a very artistic in my company, in my business. It actually very much fulfills that artistic side of me, because I'm able to create and create and create and create. So I hope you guys like your picture. I'll probably draw one every day and show it to you guys as a daily gift. But the name of the picture is called A New Tomorrow. And it's to give you guys all hope for a brighter future, which will definitely come. So anyway, that's the picture I drew for you guys. Also, what time is it? Okay. I just have my team morning meeting, so I have to make sure that I am on time. So I want to talk about, and probably finish the show this morning with this. Every time that I've been grateful, I really take a look at the people who are on the front lines throughout this whole thing. And by the way, this show, and we'll have the daily show, right? But this is all positiveness. So bringing all positive vibes to your day. And I would love to hear if you guys know, side note, by the way, if you guys know of a story of where someone gave, back to the community in some way or helped somebody out throughout this this time, I would love to hear about it. So if you see something online, tag me on it or send me a message. I really, really want to talk about those stories and the moments where people are helping the community out and helping each other, because we're in this together. And it will require for all of us to come together as one to be able to kick this virus ass. So the first responders, anyone in the medical field, doctors, nurses, physicians, just anyone in the medical field, can we all like loudly, and I know that you're all at home, or if you want to comment and start sharing all kinds of emojis, can we all just give them like a huge round of applause and shout out and so much love, because thanks to them, they're the ones that are literally out there fighting this battle, and so grateful for them. So a huge shout out to anyone in the medical field. We thank you so, so much. And I'll add to this, anyone who knows somebody who is in the medical field, who's out there fighting this, I want you to tag them on the show so that we can all give them a shout out and recognize them. It's so important. So big shout out. Yeah, we love you guys. I can like hear everyone screaming. I can hear it. And of course, we need a little bit of music, so I'm gonna play it, and then we can dance to the finale of the show. Shout out to the medical field. So I'll go, I will go. Lately, I've been thinking, I want you to be happier. I want you to be happier. Even though I might not like this, I think that you'll be happier. I want you to be happier. Hey guys, this is it for today. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. And I have a guest. I wanna raise your spirits. I want to see you smile. No, that means I have to leave.